How are you guys? How are you today? Hope you are in good health, guys. Today, our topic related, still continuations of our previous topic, which is electrical cables. So, I would introduce again my name is Ray Anticristo. Welcome. Shall we start? The agenda is electrical insulations, different types of cables, constructions, terminology of the cables, lugs. Okay? So, electrical insulations. What do you mean by electrical insulations? Electrical insulations includes various forms of materials that sound and protect electrical conductors such as wire and cable and prevent unwanted current flow of leakage. So the mainly used insulations materials are PVC, PE, XLPE, EPR, EPDM. If you are working in oil and gas industry, basically you're experiencing XLPE and PVC, and sometimes there's an EPR. So this is mainly materials that we are utilizing in oil and gas industry. So shielding wire, or let's say shielded by electrical power cable, is a practice of confining the dielectric field of the cable to the insulations of the conductor or conductors. It is accomplished by means of strand and insulation shields. So as you can see, the different kinds of cables, wires, stranded shield is employed to preclude excessive voltage stress on voids between conductor and insulation. To be effective, it must be adhered to remain in intimate contact with insulations under all conditions. In previous video, you see already our cables. What is insulations, what is the outer sheets, and what is conductor itself. Okay, so an insulation shields has a number of functions, guys. There are 5 different functions: to confine dielectric field within the cable, to obtain symmetrical radial distribution of voltage stress, to protect cable connected to overhead lines or otherwise subject to include potentials, to limit radio interference, to reduce the hazard of shock. So this is the 5 functions of our insulation shields. Different types of cables. Now we're going to our types of cables. We have shielded and armored, or let's say braided wire. You can see the photos. So let's start with shielded. What is shielded? A shield wire has a primary purpose of preventing electrostatic or electromagnetic interference between adjacent wires and external sources. That's why you can notice during your constructions, if you are the technicians, if you are involved in the construction activities, especially you're visiting oil and gas industry, you can see this kind of cable as well. There are two meaning. The shield is made by metallic layer or tape, braided or spiral wrapped wire, construction commonly aluminum or copper. Shield cables are usually intended for instrumentations. So why we are calling this shield wire? We are what, twisted wire? There's the reasons. We have a different reasons while we are using different kinds of cables, and that is conclusions during our feed and detailed engineering. Okay, that we have the topic that my previous videos, I think last year, you can see all my videos. So armored or braided. Metallic armor is used when cables have to be installed, direct buried, or mechanical protections is required. That's why it's very significant that we are utilizing this kind of cables, especially in oil and gas industry. So Following points must be considered. 1. Required tensile load. 2. Expected pressure on cable during service. Protection against accidental damage. Number 4. Minimum required bending radius. And we have another one. The cable armor is mainly composed of steel wire SWA or aluminum wires AWA. So SWA, single layer of galvanized steel wire. You can see in the photos, guys, it's very clear. You can identify itself. GSWB, galvanized steel wire braid, CWB, and GSTA. So this is our armored cable. So okay, galvanized steel flat armor, GSFA. So we are now going to constructions and terminology of those cables. So you can see this is the cable samples of our cables. So shielded wire cables, armored cables. So cable fillers. Cable manufacturers use a variety of cable constructions methods to achieve a circular finished cable. The individual cores of wires are first coated with insulation materials, often PVC. When several cores are built into multi-core cable, there can be gaps or interstices between those cores. The type of pillars used can range from hemp and synthetic fibers to solid molded plastic. So you can see that the the last slides, the pictures, how it is, and then I will show you in the next slides as well. So this is the primary importance for cables used in hazardous locations, potentially explosive atmosphere, as is specified in IEC 679. This is area classifications, hazardous. So that's why we're talking about here oil and gas industry mostly, our cables. That's why we have be specific during our design stage what is kind of cables that we are utilizing. So there are very few genuinely substantial compact cables manufactured, and as a result, to achieve the correct level of protections, Class EXD hazardous locations recommended the use of barrier-type cable glands in all locations, so the pillar's metal at the end of the cable is shielded from the external atmosphere. So inspector must be aware of the barrier and compression versions of all gland manufacturer. The barrier may be formed with epoxy or putty types materials. That's why you need to understand if you are involved in the inspections, you are involved during the constructions, if you are the supervisor engineers, you need to know what different types of the cables, different types of cable gland, and how you terminate this. We have a manual be study of those, so in you are during the time you are working, so you become a familiar and so on and so forth. Okay, so note, where a screen drain wire enters the barrier, the sleeve of that drain wire must not enter the barrier. Okay, we'll show you all these informations throughout our presentations and also in our the previous videos, and the next videos as well. So because this is a big topic about the cables. So none of the following cables have substantially compact indices in accordance with the IEC 679.14 clause 10.4 point 2. So this is the cables. You can see the sample of the cables. So this is the actual cables in our field. So the previous cables, presentations, the slides, that is uh, manufacturer cables. During the time when you do the testings of factory acceptance testing, you can see that kinds of cable. And now you can see here, this is the actual cables at site and what happening of these cables. So cable terminations, there is often a lack of understanding concerning the use of the correct tool to crimp or peruse onto the ends of cable course terminations. Poor terminations are responsible for many electrical faults. Use of the correct tools for each task is a vital. That's why it's very important, guys. The technicians or the cable terminators, we need them as certified. They are certified and they have a certificate to do the especially high voltage termination, low voltage terminations. So use of the side cutters, jaws, or fillers is unacceptable. As you can see the pictures right now. So this is not acceptable. So if you are the technicians or you are the supervisor engineers, because you are the one who provide the requirements, what kind of materials that you are utilizing at site. So being engineer, construction engineer, you must know this, especially if you are in the contractor side. Okay? Preparation of materials and tools to be utilized at site is very crucial, and loose materials as well. So lugs are thin copper and generally used on larger cable sizes. So ensure the correct hydraulic crimper and die size has been used. Make sure the fixing bolt diameter matches the lug hole. For the large flexible cables, a next size of lug may needed to be used. That's why you need to know all of this. So this is the sample of our thin copper lugs that is crimping. You can see there is like the last portions. You can see here the hole, and then there's a last like a circle. So this is how you crimping to support your conductor cable wire. So this is an acceptable crimping of lugs. You can see. And then this is our typical hydraulic crimper for lugs. That is for the big cables of big wires. Okay. So terminations are the yellow, blue, red commonly used method for 4 mm squared, 2.5 mm squared size of the cables, guys. 1.5 mm cables. So when you see the cables terminated in our control panel, marshalling cabinets, fire and gas, and either in our switchgear, you can see the small size of cables, which is the lugs, yellow, blue, red. Easily you can identify what size of the cables that they are utilizing in this termination. So these devices are manufactured in single grip and double grip. Double grip have an additional copper ring under the plastic insulations and afford a higher quality grip. Check if the higher standard has been specified. So these devices have several types such as eye, fork speed, pin, and quick connect. So just like a U also, uh, quick connect are designed to push onto a receiving tongue and may also be a piggyback. Ensure the correct style, size, and eye holes size had been used. So next, the sample of our lugs. So this is our lugs. These insulated terminals have many variation of style. As you can see, there's a hole, fork, and pin. It's different types, guys. So this is our jaws of this crimper. Crimper cannot release until pressure has been applied. So you need to crimp the lug, and then it will be hold tight in our conductor. That's why important. So this style of crimper must not be used for professional work. Reject any crimps made with this tool. Okay, remember this kind of crimper, this is not acceptable. First one, this is our crimper of our technicians. So we're very small gauge of 10 multi-strand. So you are encountering a small wire in our project, just from basically mostly that you can see this kind of wire that's very small, like 0.5 mm, like very small cables, a wire. That's what we call uh, terminated cables, ferrule, or often called boatless, must be crammed onto the cables. The requirements as per 6 IEC 679, clause 9.6.2, and national transportation. Okay, so this is our boatless line that you can utilize. This, guys, is very small wire. Then this is again, this is our crimper. See, you can see correct crimper ferrule. And then how about this? Result of ferrule is missing. So in our industry, especially oil and gas, has experience. I've been in oil and gas for 20 years. We could not see this kind of uh, result. Okay, result of ferrule is missing. Ferrule. So basically, some of the construction, like what we are using right now, ferrule in our cable, but this one is ferrule related boatless. So in the construction side, so we're calling this boatless. Okay. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you also for your support, like and subscribe. For those new in my YouTube channel, looking forward for your support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and share to your colleagues if this is learning, and if you think this is valuable information from your side. Please comment and like for good, and ready to another presentations in the next week. Again, we see each other, guys, next week. Okay, see you in my next video. So wait for every week that I am uploading new videos, so that you can be notified, guys. Please click the bell button and click all, and have a nice day. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.